Hi guys, today I will give you some tips, insight into the gameplay itself. In the mission I don't call it combat tips because I'm still quite new in the game and I don't want to come as arrogant, just based on what I've seen so far. So first of all, massive improvement compared to the other ECT games in terms of graphic clarity. Now the target you cannot miss. In War Conqueror you need a magnifying glass to find the target. Very clear demarcation of the enemies and the allies. Look at the flags. See? So you are, in this case, you are the white, you are Roman. Your allies are blue. So those flags, you see every trap have these yellow and blue flags. Your enemies are red. And so whatever you have this brown and yellow flag, and the enemies, the enemy military units are always in these red squares. When you start the game, you click here if you forget, and that's the condition. Normally you have a victory condition. In this mission, for example, you need to defeat all the target units, and you get a bonus if you occupy the secondary target area. That will be in yellow circle. Red is the primary target. Instead, you lose if you are destroyed. So what can we find as some basic tips? First of all, the terrain. Unlike the other ECT games, here doesn't seem to improve or reduce the fighting capability. It's only affect mobility. Most of the terrain seems to have -5, this one -3, because it's plain. If you go on the mountains, it must be even tougher. Let's see. No, -5 seems to be the top. Then when you select a unit, you see that's a city. It's immediately the morale, 80/100, so normal morale. Then you see that this unit is composed by 2 cavalry units, each of 325 health, and he has a capital of mobility of 10, which means if I go one step, I use 5, I still have 5 left. So if you're wrong, you click retreat, you go back. Let's assume that you have an enemy here. You can attack him and then attack again because you have 2 mobility left. Okay. This bird tells you about the tax. If your tax normal, which means your army, 54, is below your population allowance of 133, you generate income, coins, industry, and technology. Okay. Then you can invest in the national policy, like in Great Conqueror, Rome. Here in this case you have infantry tactic already done. If you invest in this one, you can get the cavalry. Now in this phase you cannot invest, from what I see at least, because you don't have the funds. So that part I still need to figure it out. For now you can only see which policy is active. So at least you still can keep in mind for your strategy. Then, city. Then it's worth to upfront to invest in the city. Why upfront? That's your city, right? So it's a city level 3. You can expand it maximum to level 4. How much does it cost me to expand it? It costs me 25 coins and 15. If I do that, the 50 round, you only get 2 per round. So it doesn't pay back. In some cases, there are other benefits of upgrading a city. First of all, increase your population before I could have recruited. Let me restart so we can demonstrate. Before I could have recruited, wait, I need to exit to recruit. For example, swordman and infantry guard, spearman, only scout, cavalry, lance. But if I upgrade the city, I get higher population, but also better units. Let's see. No, I guess with the from 3 to 4 it's not enough to go to 5 to unlock higher units. In this case, there was no benefit. So that's, I guess, easy if you're looking for battle. Maybe you want to be a bit more specific, because here I click on upgrade. It says unlock level 4 units, but the units here are the same, so I don't see the benefit. Okay, then we talk about the mobility, we talk about the city, then we talk about the units. Let's say these guys are spearmen. We saw there are 500 soldiers per legion, let's call it. You may dismiss them in some situation when the legion is almost finished and you don't want to spend any medical kit to boost their energy. But here you can get valuable insight. Basically, every military unit does its best against certain units. For example, spearmen do the best against cavalry. How do you know that? It's written here. It may cause considerable damage to cavalry. But really, to see the special talent of a unit, you click on this blue stuff. Long spear level 1, damage against a charged cavalry plus 15%. Also, damage received from cavalry reduced 15%. And then these are other skills which are empty. Then you also see other data. It tells you, first of all, how many population it consumes. So if I have, as in the example here, 139 units of population, and I'm already at 54, if I buy another spearman, I go to 59. I still have lots of room, so there's no problem. But if you get with military units higher than population, then you don't make money every turn, and that's a problem. Then this unit has an attack of 41 to 55, because it's a range, given it's an algorithm, there is a bit of randomness. It's quite low. I mean, when you look at the infantry, I saw numbers in the 80s, so this sounds a bit low. In the beta version, you cannot see the not compared. Metrics in a military unit. So spend some time learning the units, you will benefit. In this case, for example, I could attack this spearman or the cavalry. If I attack the cavalry, I should give a bigger damage. So I gave a damage of 77 and only received 44. Now, another thing here, castle. And the castle, you can also recruit. And the units in the castle, based on the limited case they've seen so far, are better than the one in the city. Look at the legion, for example, 68-80 attack, while we saw the spearman was 48-50. Heavy phalanx, that's against cavalry, so that's better than the spearman. The legion is against range infantry, okay? And then the heavy armored assault cavalry, 65-76 in attack, and very good against the infantry. Prioritize group attacks in battle. Very tempted to get. Very nice. Starts low, but the lance projected by the cavalry in a charge is very powerful. Okay, then of course you have a number of turns to complete the mission. And simple is, if you want to, also the castle you can recruit, but you can also expand it. And expand it, you can recruit units of a higher level. Again, based on the previous experience. I'm not sure if they're available in this specific mission. But anyway, investing in a city and castle up front, it's always a good thing. And then, when units are, you can refresh them, but also, well, you can equip them with generals. Here are the generals I have so far. And you can also equip them with, depending on the mission, you can have, and as you then become more powerful, depending on the need. If you need to destroy a wall or enemies, you get the gear that you need. And by the way, the other point round, in this case, Valent is a master of archery. In current round, it takes a 10% extra damage. See, now it's activated. You see this blue arrow. And then I go, the problem, this situation was a bit stupid because I don't have an enemy. Now it's a range. And you see I gave 107 damage. This is pretty much what I have, I think, for now. I mean, we're still at the beginning of the game. Hope you found this small gameplay guide useful. If you like it, don't forget to click like.